Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video, forgive me, is to bring you a closer look at the Ultra Hardware number 47028 storm door handle. They call it a pitcher handle with a lock in a black finish, and I've got it sprawled out here on my work table. Let's go over it. Here's your exterior trim. Okay, you're going to have the push button. It's normal that it's in two pieces. That's typical. I'm going to remove this just so that I can give you some dimensional properties of the item with this tape measure. Overall height of the trim, overall height now about 7.5. Let's look at the center of the screw holes. About 1 13/16, I would say, center to center. No, 1 3/4. Well, hold the phone. Yeah, 1 3/4. 1 3/4 to center. The top of the handle to the first hole. Okay, about 13/16. Okay. Dimension of the case alone. The top housing, I should say, is about 2 9/16. Width at its widest point looks like it's about 1 1/4 inches. Let's go from this bottom hole to the trim handle hole, about 4 5/8 of an inch. Okay. From here down to the center line here, 4 5/8. Okay, so we've got some dimensions of this item. Let's get the projection. It has a nice hammered look as well, and we're going to go over the details below this video in a moment. Overall projection about 1 5/8. Housing about 1 1/4 inches. Okay, nice quality item. Now let's go to the, of course, the inside, the latch. There it is. Privacy function or locking function there. Not only prevents the inside handle from operating, but prevents the exterior thumb piece from retracting that latch bolt altogether. Okay. Let's give you some dimensional properties. The base itself, 2 1/4. The width, about 3/4 inch. Study those center to center of the screw holes. Look like it's about 1 13/16. Projection. Overall projection, about 1 1/4 inches. Projection of the latch from the edge of the housing, about 7/16 it looks. Okay. Overall length, we can gauge here on the camera. Overall length of the body and the handle, about 2 5/16. You're then going to have a strike. Overall length of that, about 2 1/4. Okay. Typical lipped strike. You will have then a package of screws. You'll have first of all the spindle, or the guide spindle they call it. You'll have a couple of shims for the strike. They're identical. Then you'll just have the mounting screws, some bolts, some screws, things of that nature. There is a link below this video to the installation instructions, and let's go over it now. First of all, they're here. It's the back of the packaging. There's a template down below, and what they're saying is to literally fold that over on this vertical line to the edge of the jamb, or to a Z-bar. An aluminum frame might have a Z-bar. It's going to properly gauge how far over from the edge of the door the unit needs to be installed, but based on where the strike is going to be occurring as well. Before you drill any holes, do a reality check. Get the handle on the door, place the strike, and look and make sure, if someone can help you hold the material, or you can visualize to make sure that the latch, okay, of the unit is going to properly engage your strike when you're installed. You're in good shape. Do a reality check, because an aluminum Z-bar could affect your installation, might take the place of the strike plate, which is likely what Ultra is driving at with the installation instructions. That's step one. Step two, mark your holes. Once you have vertically placed the lock so that it's not in conflict with what they call the main lock or the main doorknob. They're referring to, of course, the inner door with your lock set. You're not going to want to have the storm door close, and this will hit your knob. So make sure you're clear on everything there. There are 3 holes that are on the template. They want you to drill those through the door and drill them straight. And it's important, of course, to drill them straight. You might want to mark and measure on either side. I like to use a center punch, but you'll want to be super careful because if there's glass in this door, you don't want to hit it with a hammer and a center punch. You might want to very carefully mark your holes, then use what I do is like a 32nd of an inch drill bit and then mark my holes that way because that will not walk very much when you start to drill in because it's so small. 5/16 or 1/4 inch holes through the door will work. They want you to bring the exterior at that point to the exterior trim to the door, present it to the door, okay? They want you to have the guide spindle here installed. Goes just like that. That's all. It just sits into that hole. The guide spindle is to project from the interior face of the door, 3/16 minimum to 5/16 maximum. So here's your door. Make sure this is sticking out no more than 5/16, no less than 3/16. Cut it quite carefully, cut it straight should you need to. Step 6 we're at now on the installation instructions. To press the push button and guide spindle into the rectangular slot of the latch. And there is a rectangular slot right there. The action of pushing that in retracts the latch bolt, and of course that is mimicking the action on the exterior trim. Once you know you've got that operating, you're going to install this with 2 of the 4 screws that are installed. Pardon me, just the 2 screws. There's not 4. Just these 2 screws that are used with it. The 2 of 4 that I am talking about is the next step where you're going to forgive me, back up. You're going to install the interior latch with 2 of the 4 screws necessary. They're just simply different lengths, these machine screws. They're going to go through here, okay, and then connect to the trim here. The length of the 2 screws will be, commiserate with the thickness of the door. The longer one is about 1 5/16 inches, and the shorter one is about 7/8. Okay. Mount that together. You will have then the 2 screws left over for applying the strike, assuming you're going to use the strike. You'll have 1 small screw left over, and that's going to be for installing right down here. Mark your hole, be careful to drill the hole and install the handle down at the bottom. That gets us through the rest of the installation instructions. It's a simple storm door latch is what it is. The name Ultra is synonymous with good quality, good value, storm door hardware, whether it's a closer or a latch or replacement pieces for those. You really can't go wrong. The rest of the extended description below this video tells you that it's black finish, meant for outswinging doors, 7/8 to 1 1/4 thick. Your hole centers are 1 3/4, what they call heavy duty, and there's no key operation on this unit naturally. Anti-lockout feature, meaning you can't close the storm door and it's locked on you. It's impossible to do that because you actually have to throw this from the interior. Solid strike with a resilient inside handle. Resilient simply means spring-loaded rather than a solid handle. 7.5 inch overall height. We went over that. Button pin on the handle. A button pin on the handle. Push button. Push button unit furnished with calibrated metal spindle and spring. That will allow you to, that flat spring will sit on the, what is the exterior face of the door, so that when you push the button in, that's how it works. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Ultra hardware products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full manufacturer's product catalog. I'm partial to Ultra, and it's because of their quality. The confluence of cost and quality equals good value with Ultra. That's why I'm partial to them. If you are a residential customer, look at their not only their storm door hardware, but their cabinet hardware, their drawer pulls, their cabinet knobs. Great quality, great variety of products there. Very good value. If you're a commercial client, look at their hinges, their door closers, their exit devices, and their lock sets. That's a no-brainer product line. If you are a subcontractor and you work on commercial projects and you install, let's say, metal doors, I would really suggest that you give Ultra a try. You're going to love their exit you're going to love their exit devices, but their lock sets are very. They're what an imported Grade 2 lever lock should be in terms of ease of installation and quality, in my opinion. Great quality material from Ultra. If you have any questions on the Ultra 47028, storm door pitcher handle lock in a black finish, or any other Ultra product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.